For most of us, the animals we encounter are fully domesticated and harmless. It's rare to find a venomous spider or snake near human civilization, let alone a mountain lion or a great white shark. But the Earth has been home to many deadly flora and fauna over the millennia. From giant crocodiles to undersea scorpions, we are counting down the top 10 most dangerous animals of all time. The Sarcosuchus, also known as the super croc, was by far the biggest crocodile that ever lived, making modern crocs, caimans, and gators look like insignificant geckos by comparison. Unlike modern crocodiles, which attain their full adult size in about 10 years, Sarcosuchus seems to have kept growing at a steady rate throughout its lifetime. Paleontologists can determine this by examining bone cross-sections from various fossilized specimens. As a result, the largest, most superannuated supercrocs reach lengths of up to 40 feet from head to tail, compared to about 25 feet maximum for the biggest croc alive today, the saltwater crocodile. What made Sarcosuchus truly impressive was its dinosaur-worthy weight, more than 10 tons, and more than 40 feet long for a full-grown adult, and perhaps 7 or 8 tons for the average juvenile. If the supercroc had lived after the dinosaurs had gone extinct, rather than right alongside them during the Middle Cretaceous period about 100 million years ago, it would have counted as one of the largest land-dwelling animals on the face of the Earth. Though it subsisted mostly on fish, the Sarcosuchus was not the sort of creature you would want to encounter in the wild. On top of its rows of razor-sharp teeth and powerful jaw, the Sarcosuchus' eyes rolled up and down instead of side to side, making it a pretty shocking sight. Though it didn't hunt them for prey, it's known they regularly fought with dinosaurs. Smilodon is an extinct saber-toothed cat which lived approximately 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago, from the early Pleistocene period through the modern period. It was first discovered through the early 19th century. It was named by Peter Wilhelm Lund in 1842. This cat's name means saber-tooth. Just by looking at Smilodon pictures, you can clearly see that these cats were very ferocious. They were approximately 5 feet long, 3 feet high, and weighed around 440 pounds. That makes them smaller than a modern lion in length, but it also means they were a little bit heavier. What seems really scary about these cats, however, were the size of their teeth. Their canine teeth were almost a foot long. However, its teeth were also very brittle and would often break off while they were using them, and once one of their teeth had broken, they were never coming back. Paleontologists believe that it hunted by jumping down on its prey from tree branches. Then when it landed on its prey, it sunk its teeth into its neck. It would then leave its prey to bleed to death, and then when it was dead, it would come back and eat it. Though its ancestors evolved without the massive canine teeth, you have to admit they would be pretty intimidating to encounter in the wild. Most biologists agree that the Smilodon was the most dangerous feline of all time. Anomalocaris is Greek for abnormal shrimp, and the creature was aptly named. These extinct arthropods were thought to be deep-sea predators. Anomalocaris had acute vision. It had paired eyes, composed of at least 16,000 smaller lenses per eye. This is similar to the compound eyes seen in insects and other arthropods today, but the eyes of Anomalocaris were actually more complex. This finding is consistent with the notion that Anomalocaris was an active predator, and used vision to track prey. Anomalocaris was a top predator in its oceanic environment. Paleontologists have long debated the nature of the prey of this ancient genus, and whether it preyed upon soft-bodied or hard-bodied organisms. Bite marks matching Anomalocaris have been discovered on trilobite shells, and fossilized feces seeming to match Anomalocaris have been found containing ingested trilobite remains. A trilobite has a hard, almost impenetrable shell, so any creature that could crunch into it was truly fearsome. At up to a meter in length, it was the largest hunter of its time. It chased after prey with undulating flaps on its side and a large fan-shaped tail. It grabbed at them with large spiked arms. It bit into them with a squared tooth-lined mouth, and it tracked them with large stalked eyes. Of course, many deep-sea creatures are equally creepy, but none were quite so deadly as the Anomalocaris. The Tyrannosaurus rex is a large bipedal carnivore that lived approximately 66 to 68 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period, largely considered the most famous dinosaur of all time. It's also established as one of the largest carnivorous dinosaurs to have ever walked the Earth, and its very name means tyrant lizard. It was first discovered in 1902 by Barnum Brown. 3 years later, Henry Fairfield Osborn would give this dinosaur its now iconic name. Tyrannosaurus is believed to be one of the most aggressive and fearsome dinosaurs to walk the planet. It stood approximately 20 feet tall, was about 40 feet long from head to tail, and weighed approximately 7 tons. It's believed this dinosaur feasted on large herbivore dinosaurs such as Triceratops and Brontosaurus dinosaurs. The T-Rex, as it's more commonly referred to, had a deadly bite. It had a minimum bite force of at least 12,000 pounds and could eat over 500 pounds of meat in one bite. The T-Rex is not not only known for its size and aggressive nature, but is also known for its very tiny hands. Scientists don't currently know how the Tyrannosaurus used its tiny arms, or what purposes it served, but there are some theories floating around. One theory states that these animals used their arms to lift themselves off of the ground after they'd been knocked down during battle. Another theory stipulates that these dinosaurs used their arms to tightly grab squirming prey so they could bite them. Considering the strength of these appendages, then this theory seems to be one of the most plausible. Though it is not nearly as famous as the T-Rex, the Liopleurodon is possibly even more dangerous. This marine carnivore measured more than 80 feet long and had a bite that could snap a pickup truck in half. They were unusually fast swimmers with fast reflexes and a killer instinct. Let's just say you wouldn't want to encounter one while swimming. In addition, this marine reptile had a well-developed sense of smell and could locate prey from a fair distance away. Liopleurodon is frequently depicted with protruding teeth at the front of its mouth, from which it derives its name meaning smooth-sided teeth. It propelled itself by alternately flapping its gigantic flippers. Such a form of swimming was totally unique to Liopleurodon and its relatives known collectively as the plesiosaurs. No other animals before and since have used such a method of locomotion. The largest known Liopleurodon skull belongs to L. ferox. It measures 7 meters, but the largest specimens measure a little over 10 meters. All told, this creature was about the size of a modern-day blue whale, but not nearly as docile. Though it was not the largest animal living under the sea in the Jurassic period, it was certainly the most frightening. Though it might be surprising to find a modern-day insect on a list of primeval monsters, the common mosquito is by far the deadliest living animal in the world, which kill around 660,000 to 1 million people every year. It's closely followed by humans as the creature that kills the most people in any given year, proving that we are some of our own worst enemies. However, humans only kill about 450,000 people a year, meaning that mosquitoes kill more than twice as many. In case you're wondering how such a tiny animal that normally amounts to nothing more than an annoyance can cause such mass destruction, the answer is mosquitoes spread deadly diseases at a rate not seen since rats in the Black Plague. Dengue, malaria, yellow fever, Zika virus, and HIV are just a handful of the numerous infectious diseases that mosquitoes spread, causing an epidemic. Mosquitoes generally only live for 5 to 7 days in their adult life cycle, which means that they do an immense amount of harm in only a week. Parts of the world with humid, hot climates and minimal access to mosquito nets and repellent are the hardest hit by their infectious diseases, and thus have high mortality rates among all stages of life. Titanoboa was a true monster among prehistoric snakes, the size and weight of an extremely elongated school bus. Research has indicated that the giant snake looked like a boa constrictor, hence its name, but hunted like a crocodile. You might assume from its name that the titanic boa hunted like a modern-day boa constrictor, wrapping itself around its prey and squeezing until its victim suffocated. Titanoboa, however, probably attacked its prey in more dramatic fashion, slithering close to its blissfully unaware lunch while half submerged in the water, and then with a sudden leap snapping its massive jaws around its victim's windpipe. Titanoboa was only twice as long and 4 times as heavy as the modern-day giant anaconda, the largest specimens of which measured 25 feet from head to tail and weigh 500 pounds. Compared to most modern snakes, however, Titanoboa was a true behemoth. The average cobra or rattlesnake weighs about 10 pounds and can easily fit into a small suitcase. It's believed that Titanoboa wasn't poisonous like these smaller reptiles. It was 3 feet wide in diameter and served as one of the deadliest animals in world history. Many varieties of armored predators ruled the oceans long before the age of dinosaurs. Among the most unusual were the eurypterids, the so-called sea scorpions. Some were the size of a human hand, while others grew bigger than a man and were among the largest arthropods on Earth. During much of the early history of life in the Paleozoic era, animals with backbones did not exist. Therefore, the oceans were filled with all manner of strange invertebrate predators and herbivores. Among the most daunting of these boneless predators were the eurypterids. They were a huge and long-lasting order of heavily armored arthropods with spiny limbs and vicious grasping claws to render prey helpless in their deadly embrace. These creatures spanned an incredibly long time, from 467.3 million years ago to 248 million years ago, and came in a variety of incredible, sometimes terrifying forms. The animal's other limbs included a pair of long and strong paddle-shaped back legs for swimming, while the other legs were chiefly used to walk on shallow seabeds as it searched for carcasses and detritus on which to feed. Though this may look alien to us, it was clearly a design that worked overall, for the sea scorpions existed for many millions of years. Eurypterus is not only globally distributed but also very drastically in terms of size. Most typical specimens are small animals around 20 centimeters long, while the biggest are more than 6 times longer. The megalodon, which went extinct millions of years ago, was the largest shark ever documented and one of the largest fish on record. The scientific name, Carcharocles megadon, means giant tooth, and for good reason. Its massive teeth give scientists major clues about what the creature was like and when it died off. The largest megalodon tooth measures around 7 inches in length, which is almost 3 times longer than those of great white sharks. That giant size led ancient peoples to theorize about the creature's origins. For example, early discoveries of megalodon teeth in Western Europe were thought to be the petrified tongues of ancient serpents. People called them tongue stones. The megalodon was a top-of-the-food chain predator. It fed on other big marine mammals, like whales and dolphins. It may have even eaten other sharks. According to Discovery, researchers think the megalodon would first attack the flipper tails of the mammals to prevent them from swimming away, then go in for the kill. The megalodon's 276 serrated teeth were the perfect tool for ripping flesh. These sharks also had a ferocious bite. While humans have been measured to have a bite force of around 1,317 newtons, researchers have estimated that the megalodon had a bite of between 108,514 and 182,201 newtons. That's enough to crunch through a human torso in a single bite. At first glance, the blue-ringed octopus looks perfectly innocuous. Its psychedelic coloring and pint-sized packaging make it seem more adorable than alarming. But don't let its cuddly exterior fool you. This tiny octopus can kill you, and quickly. Native to the Pacific Ocean, the blue-ringed octopus can be found in the soft, sandy bottom of shallow tide pools and coral reefs. When not seeking food or a mate, blue-ringed octopuses often hide in crevices, shells, or marine debris. If you catch them outside of their cozy hiding spots, it's easy to see how the animal gets its name. When threatened, bright blue rings appear all over its body as a warning signal to potential predators. Although all octopuses, as well as cuttlefish and some squid, are venomous, the blue-ringed octopus is in a league of its own. Its venom is 1,000 times more powerful than cyanide, and this golf ball-sized powerhouse packs enough venom to kill 26 humans within minutes. It's no surprise that it's recognized as one of the most dangerous animals in the ocean. Blue-ringed octopuses produce a potent neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, a potentially deadly substance also found in pufferfish. The venom is produced by symbiotic bacteria in the animal's salivary glands and is more toxic than that of any land mammals. It's primarily used when hunting. The octopus captures crabs, shrimp, and small fish by pecking through its prey's exoskeleton with its beak and inserting the venom. Then it will use its beak to pick off meat while its prey remains helplessly paralyzed. In the end, only the tough outer shell of its prey remains. So what happens if you're bitten by a blue-ringed octopus? First, the venom blocks nerve signals throughout the body, causing muscle numbness. Other symptoms include nausea, vision loss or blindness, loss of senses, and loss of motor skills. Ultimately, it will cause muscle paralysis, including the muscles needed for humans to breathe, leading to respiratory arrest. There's no known antidote, but victims can be saved if artificial respiration is started immediately. However, due to its quick and efficient poison, the blue-ringed octopus is the most dangerous animal of all time.